Do you understand rescuer, sort of? Now, if I want to be a rescuer, what do I got to do? I got to find me some victims. And fortunately for me, that's not hard. There are lots of victims who know how to play this role. So, now, as I'm going through these, are you recognizing yourself as ever having done some of these things? All right? Because as we get more through into the games, you'll see how this works out. Okay, the victim is going to be helpless and hopeless. So the characteristics, well, let me ask you a question. This will get you into victim. How old were you when you first figured out that if you could look totally pathetic, you could get stuff? Yeah, okay. And that even works as an adult, doesn't it? So, you know, sometimes you can get attention, you can get a little extra caring, you can get permission not to do stuff because I've had such a bad day. Oh, it's so good to know how to be pathetic, right? Okay, that's victim. So they're passive, dependent, and submissive. They think they're not okay and everybody else is okay. It's one down, it's learned helplessness. I can't direct my own life. Everybody's more competent than me. You try to instill guilt or pity in others. So have you ever had anybody come and tell you a story about how bad their life is, and the goal of the story is they want you to feel sorry for them, right? And then if you were part of the story that made their life so bad, they not only want you to feel sorry for them, they want you to feel guilty. Have you ever tried to get something you wanted by inflicting guilt on somebody else? That would be a good victim strategy. So we got the victim games. First game is yes, but. So the rescuer says, why don't you? And the victim has to say yes, but. Now, if you ever had a really good yes, but player, this will be somebody that comes to you and nothing's working in their life and they ask you for advice, so you, as a nice, loving, caring person, try to give them advice, not knowing that that's not a good thing to do. So you're starting to give them advice. Now, the advice you give them, it doesn't matter what it is or how good it is. They will tell you why, even if every other person on the planet could do your advice, they can't. So they have to say, yes, but. Yes, but. Yes, but I can't. Yes, but. And they always can't do it. Do me something. Do you know any do me something players? People, now, this is what looking pathetic is about, isn't it? Like if I could look really, really pathetic, I can get you to do certain things that I would never be able to do if I couldn't get myself to be that pathetic. Ain't it awful? Do you know this one? Mine's worse than yours. College campuses, around exam times, this is how you play the game. You get together and you say, oh man, I put in 2 all-nighters in a row. I still have 3 papers due, and I have 3 more exams, and that's all happening this week. Now, if you really want to play Ain't It Awful, no matter how bad your life is, that person's life is, your life has to be worse. You say, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about this. If you really want to see this game played well, hang out. I've had a lot of opportunity to do this in the last 15 years. Hang out with old retired people who often get together over coffee, and they play Ain't It Awful for an hour every morning with each other. And they talk about everything that's wrong with the world. And, you know, and what they really like to talk about is their most recent health problem. And if somebody else had a health problem, they will explain to them why theirs is worse than the one that they have. Okay? That's Ain't It Awful. Stooping wooden leg, poor me. This is where you pretend that you are inadequate and incompetent and can't do it. Look how hard I've tried. Nobody likes me. What's the use? See how you're playing pathetic there? Why do things always happen to me? You can't expect me. Okay, are you getting the thing a victim? Now, have you noticed that if you're really good at victim, you can get people to do stuff for you? You know, eventually they get tired of doing it, but it works occasionally.